Welcome to episode 95 of the Jump King Challenge. This time featuring our second ever special guest, someone you may have seen in the comments. It's Yulia.
Hi. Hi, guys.
I don't know how to introduce you, so you're gonna have to I don't know, explain who you are or something if you want.
Yeah, so I would say that I'm a friend of Lucas, and I like asking complicated questions, or not complicated, but just fun questions in the comments.
Sometimes
So-
cheese related.
Often cheese related, even.
Yeah, that's
Asking
that's
the
fair.
important questions, you know?
So I haven't played Jump King since April,
Ooh.
at all. And it is in time of recording, 3rd of September.
Right, I was still kind of like in August with my thoughts. I was like, oh yeah, August, it's a long time, but this sounds even
It's even
longer.
worse.
Yeah.
Um,
Or better. Maybe it helped.
I mean, maybe because there's been nothing. No, never mind. I was gonna say there's been no falls.
You're still warming up.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. It's crazy how much just memory plays a role, I guess.
Muscle memory or like memory as in where to jump off of?
Definitely like how long you hold each jump and what kinds of jumps you do. Like that was a good example, I think, because you have to do max jumps there in certain spots, and that's the kind of stuff that when you're playing the first time you just have no idea what you're allowed to do.
I remember, I think you tried to make me try the game before, and I don't know, I feel like I can't even, I wouldn't, I'm a sore loser, I should say first. So I feel like this game would break me. So I much prefer watching you succeed, Maybe not right now, but in the long run.
I enjoy watching you succeed in this challenge that has not succeeded yet. Oof.
Hey, I mean, you've progressed so much. Like, if I think back to the first videos, honestly, you're my Jump King. I believe in you.
Thank you, Yulia. In any case, yeah, you're right. It's definitely a game where if you're somebody who gets too upset or sort of losery, it's not really one you can do. Unless you're the kind of person who like motivation comes from like that feeling of anger, I would say, or like of making mistakes and then going like, okay, I need to go again. I need to go next one.
So like a psychopath.
Maybe I was just gonna start talking about how that's how my younger sibling is motivated. So, I don't think he's a psychopath. Can we just? That was beautiful. First try. That's one of the hardest jumps in the whole run.
I'm very impressed. I don't want to jinx it. Maybe I shouldn't actually say it then.
That's
I
fair.
changed my mind. I won't say it.
In any case, my younger sibling ground out this game in just a few days, like just playing for a few like hours in a row. Maybe it was in one day even. I think it was 2. But just through having difficulties doing it, and just being like, I'm angry, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna get better, kind of stuff.
I think depending on severity, that can be either extremely healthy or extremely toxic.
Yeah, that's fair. I would agree
also,
with
you
that.
didn't say how many falls you get to have today, I think.
Oh, 95.
Oh, 95. Okay, maybe you'll do it today.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 19th episode, so we're getting up there in numbers. You can tell the rust though is on me from those things, maybe. And we're only up to 8 falls, and we're doing great.
I feel think so. Yeah.
But I was actually wondering whether you think it would make sense. What if I just, I'm technically like on holiday right now. What if I just every day did, 5 more of the jumps and just recorded videos one after the other each day, until I finished? Because then maybe I would be done in just a few days. Because I'll get all that practice in all at once. I'll be much stronger than like weeks or months of breaks.
That is definitely true. But I would also make it depend on whether you'll start completely hating the shit out of this game and out of recording if you do that. If you just do it because you wanna, like, be done with it.
I mean, Jump King is definitely my enemy at this point, I'd say.
Oh, all right, all right.
We're not friends anymore.
I see.
Some would say maybe you never were. But
Oh, I don't know. You were young and hopeful when you started this.
I'm still young and hopeful. Excuse me.
You're still young, hopeful. We'll see.
I haven't given up yet. Oh my god. And I was just gonna say, oh my god, I'm so perfect, and then I just walked right off.
Yeah. Talking of
Yeah.
jinxing it, huh?
I knew that wouldn't do anything, but I just had to do it. Anyways. I'll think about it. Whether I should actually do everything at once or not. It's tough.
It would at least be an interesting experiment insofar as to see if it actually helps / how much it helps. Because I do think that it's easier if you do it more regularly. But would you
For sure.
also be able to live with knowing that perhaps it doesn't actually help? Like, if it doesn't make much difference, would you be able to look at yourself in the mirror again after that?
I already can't, so that's no problem.
All right, then. You're a man who has nothing to lose.
Exactly. No, in all seriousness, it's a good point, right? I think though that each time you add 5 falls, the chances of you just getting either lucky or just learning how to play the game throughout will eventually make you good enough to do it. Because even somebody like me who's just terrible at platformers is far better than I was when I started this whole thing.
I wonder if it would be better if the steps went up by 10. So if you get 10 instead of 5 extra falls each time. Because I feel like that's much more leeway. Because sometimes you've had episodes where, I don't know, like you've had less falls but gotten further than with ones where you had more falls. Just because of, like, I guess, concentration, mood, luck, perhaps even. Maybe
Daily
hydration. Who
nutrition,
knows?
my personal trainer.
Yeah.
Those are all important factors for sure.
Moon phases, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And if is Scorpio is in the correct location, that's important. There we go. Windswept Bluffs is really trying, I think.
I feel like this one is a passage where you have to, like, really take your time. Because I feel like I've seen countless times in your challenge how you'd be careful at first and then just get a little too eager and it will, like, destroy you. So I feel like it's a test, kind of.
I agree.
Strangely, I feel like it's somehow less stressful watching it live than recorded.
Huh.
Just because I mean, when I start watching a video, I don't know how far you'll get. No.
Yeah. You don't know how far I'll get.
Yeah, so obviously I don't know either way, but I feel like now that it's live, the opportunities are endless. You
Like
know, like when I
anything could
start
happen?
watching, yeah, exactly. When I start watching a video, it's already set. Like, future can't be changed anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But now,
Anything
maybe
could
to
happen.
yeah, you could make it even. Could make it to the top.
Yeah, I
Just
could. This
maybe.
could be the final episode of the Jump King Challenge.
Imagine. Well, not
I don't
if
know
you
what I
go
was
on like
thinking.
that.
I don't know what I was thinking there. I had an idea, but it was not it's not a good one.
You know, anything is still possible.
That's true. I don't know why I max jumped that. I feel like that's not normal of me. Oh well.
It's been a while.
Honestly, I'm happy with that fall. Landing back on the flag is totally
Yeah,
totally
that's
good.
actually very useful.
So sadly, we don't have any of your viewer commenter questions because I'm so behind in terms of release. Actually, today, the 15th episode will drop, and this is 4 episodes in the future. So I actually answer your questions from number 14, yours, and I think possibly some other people's as well. At that time.
Well, but as a good friend and, if I may say so myself, probably number one commenter, I couldn't
for
leave you
sure.
hanging. So, of course, I brought some questions
You
to
brought some
pester you with
comments.
live. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like me
I,
to type them out or just ask straight away?
Yeah, you have to. I don't type them out. I don't have.
okay,
I don't
okay.
have. No, don't do it. No, that's. Do not.
Imagine
type
I
them
type them in the chat and you get distracted.
out. I can't
That would
open the
be-
chat when we're streaming.
Well,
So that is
So-
not an option even at all.
we can think of something for next time. If there is one, if you don't finish the game today.
Yeah, that's fair. Or if I don't invite you, you know, maybe the questions you ask are going to be so horrible they will kind of end your career as my special guest.
That is always possible. Like, you never know, right? Especially in like online live situations like these.
Yeah,
Like, the industry destroys friendships. It's a fact.
it does. It does.
Yeah.
So
Let's hope it won't, though. So
I assume it's like a horrible, you know, kill, fuck, marry, or like a trolley problem or something. But I'm ready for it.
Oh, I feel like it would be evil to give you a trolley problem-like question while trying to, especially during this level of the game.
Who knows? Maybe that level of non-focus would actually assist me in some ways.
Maybe not. But maybe we can start with something light and fun. So, if you could instantly
fun.
become light and fun. All right. So okay,
Yeah, go for it.
if you could instantly become a world-class expert in something useless that you aren't already, might I add, what would you pick?
I'm already a world-class expert in other things that are useless. I see.
I didn't say that. I just didn't want to exclude the possibility since I don't know.
That's fair. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm actually quite excellent at unraveling bottles or something with the scissors. World-class expert. I am unsure. I also just realized that I have no water, so this is a great time for our first lovely cut and water break. And And I'm back from drinking water. I did not become any closer to figuring out what skill I would want. It has to be useless. What does a useless skill mean in the context of this prompt, Yulia?
I would say something that you do not like need often, and something that you especially do not need or cannot use for economic purposes.
Okay.
So something that's kind of just for fun, kind of like a little party trick that you do that doesn't really impress anyone.
Okay, and I mean, a party trick could be used for economic purposes, but I get what you mean, I think. I'd like to be good at Jump King. I'm joking.
I mean,
This is tough. Maybe like I guess I'd honestly just like to have like a better memory, like a more powerful memory ability. Because I feel like that is not something you could just like economically gain from in an obvious way, at least.
but is that a skill?
I mean, maybe like remembering people's names is totally like a skill, right? As an example, maybe I could limit it to just names.
But that's also super useful because that would make social situations way less awkward. I speak from experience, yeah, so.
I just don't know, like, can something be a skill if it is not considered valuable by someone? Like, can you give me a few examples of skills that would apply? Because, like, the party trick example is very inspecific, right? Or unspecific, rather.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean,
can you give me one example of one skill that would fit this?
I think these are, of course, also super, like, subjective.
Yeah.
So my first instinct when thinking about this question myself was speaking Latin. Because for me, I don't do anything job-related where I would need Latin. I wouldn't, like, be interested in doing anything which I'd need Latin for. It would just be fun to have it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that this was, like, a good enough answer just because there are people who do actually need Latin for their jobs, kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
the
less
owner
obscure.
Of one of the jobs that I work at, that's how they make a decent chunk of money. Is from teaching Latin.
So another thing that I think would probably be my personal answer to this would just be identifying architecture. Because I really like especially older architecture. And sometimes when I'm on a walk with someone, I'll just be staring at some facade or some building and thinking to myself, when was this built? I wonder. And then we start guessing and you don't really know. So it's kind of, it's kind of this thing where you probably wouldn't even go ahead and Google it because it doesn't really matter. You're not that interested in knowing when a building was built or what kind of style of architecture it is. But it would just be fun to just know it,
Yeah. I guess to me that would also, like, I would think to myself that's like an economic skill. So I guess I need to just think of just like skills that are more marginally valuable. And then I would maybe have a better chance because I'd be like, oh, I'd love to be better at like describing people's faces. That's a skill that I'm quite bad at, and I would really like to be good at it. I even only recently learned in the last couple of years that different face shapes have different names. Like, I didn't even know that. I don't know how I didn't know that, but it's just like a weird bug in the system.
You know what's silly? I know that that's a thing I've known for a long time. And, there are all these kinds of tests online that will like tell you what kind of face shape you have and like what's flattering for you, like with hairstyles and stuff.
Yeah.
Like after more than 10 years of doing these tricks, I'm still not sure what face shape I have. Because I feel like every time I try to find out, I come up with a different answer. I guess I'm
Okay.
just blind to faces as well as my own face. I do have a suspicion, but I'm not sure. So I feel
What
like
kind
your
of
answer is
suspicion?
actually a
No!
good one. Oh no.
What is your suspicion about your own face shape, or about like why you have trouble?
About my own. If I only knew what my problem was. No, I think I may have more of an oval face shape,
Hmm.
but I really don't know.
See, like even in my brain, like I have trouble just like visualizing you based on your face shape. Like I can see you in my memories, for example. Like I can visualize a memory of you just fine. But from that memory, I can't tell what your face shape is. And it's not just from like the how it looks, but also like the name. It's just like somehow totally not part of how I remember people.
Yeah,
Or images.
I have that too.
It's rough.
Maybe we need to ask Theo.
I mean, if I look at a picture, I could probably tell you, but from what I know. But I definitely don't remember this kind of shit ever, nor am I good at describing people physically. And that's one of the reasons in Dungeons and Dragons when I DM, I always like make sure I have an image, whether I steal one off the internet or I use unethical AI. Either way, I make sure there's an image because I know this is like a weak spot. I'm like, I'm gonna cover my weaknesses with whatever I can.
But see, that's also like kind of a fear that I have. Like, imagine if I ever get robbed or involved in any sort of crime again, where I would need to.
Again?
Don't you remember the time I was almost robbed?
Yes, but
Yeah.
But this is the internet. They don't know.
Oh yeah, once someone tried to rob me, but I thought they were joking because I have this fear of people like making fun of me and like making a TikTok or a video trying to prank me. So I didn't think he was serious. But hey, I didn't get robbed after all because I just refused, I guess. Don't do that, by the way.
I mean, the way you make it sound is like it worked. So
yeah, but I think I was a bit overwhelmed by the situation. He kept telling me to give him my stuff, and I was like, why? 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 You know, I don't reckon, like, if you realize that you're being robbed, don't do that. It doesn't always save you, and material possessions are not the priority here.
That's true.
But anyway, my irrational fear is that I'll have to give like the police a description of like a criminal, and that I won't be able to remember / describe what they look like. And that somehow it will be my fault that crime will not be fought that day, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, police don't really fight crime anyway.
That's fair. I think I'm also thinking more about like in terms of supernatural, because bears sometimes they need like descriptions of people, and I'd be bad at that.
Yeah. I mean, the sad thing is eyewitness testimony is already so unreliable, and it's just kind of sad when it's like, yeah, I don't even know if I could describe anyone, to be honest.
And I'd like to say that it's because it's like a traumatic, stressful situation in which you maybe don't pay attention. But for me, I know that's not true. Because even... like, I have a neighbor, like my next door neighbor. She's been living here for also definitely over a year. I don't recognize her on the street at all. Sometimes we'll pass her when we go like shopping, and only when she greets me first I'll know who she is, because I can't recognize her. So like I would know that in the worst case scenario it wouldn't be because of like stress. I don't know, I just don't recognize people. I recognize you though.
Thank you.
And that's what
Maybe.
counts.
it helps.
Right?
It's also like, you know, when you're in your passive mode, I would say, like, for me, if I'm just walking down the street listening to music, podcast, catching Pokemon in Pokemon Go, um, reading a book, like, I don't notice people on the street when I'm crossing the street and I'm reading a book at the same time. Like, I don't know if somebody robs me at that time, if I would even notice.
Do you read while walking?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, you shouldn't do that. You know how people drive here, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine though. I always stop at intersections and all that sort of stuff. I know most people cannot read and walk, but I've been doing it a whole long while in my life. I've only been hit by bikes almost when I'm not reading. Actually, go figure.
Yeah, I think they. Yeah, I think it's on purpose.
Probably.
So basically, if you were in Gilmore Girls since the season is starting around now, I guess you'd be a Rory then, huh?
Wait, there is the new Gilmore Girls thingy started then?
No. It's the
Oh, okay.
season of Gilmore Girls since it is September as we're speaking,
That's
early
fair.
September.
It's that new year, new school year.
Oh, that's also true.
I mean, I was always identified as a Rory in my family, since we were all Gilmore Girls fans.
You are?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, I know that you have been watching the show, but I didn't know that it was a like a whole family thing.
Well, my mom, younger brother, and me was our kind of show that we'd watch.
I see.
Watched it probably 4 or 5 times, I'm guessing, in my high school years.
Were you all on the same page in terms of like hot takes and like hated or loved characters, or were you fighting a lot?
I think we're mostly on the same page, to be honest. I think we all agreed that Logan is the best. Actually, no, my mom would maybe would agree with that, but my mom is definitely more of a Jess fan than me, for sure. I don't really remember my younger brother's takes, and I'm sure they've changed drastically.
Fair.
Because at that time he was like between the ages of 7 and like 14. Or not 7
Well,
and
let's
14,
hope
sorry,
that his
7 and
opinions have formed
11.
a little since then. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if he remembers that show. You know, who knows? But yeah, we're big fans of Gilmore Girls. I mean, it's one of the reasons that of the Ivy League schools that I applied to when I was in high school, I was most excited to apply to Yale.
I almost for a second kind of zoned out there, and I was about to ask you if you got in.
No.
I don't know why I was going to ask that. I just kind of I was on autopilot. I was like, oh, ask a question back.
No, I got into my fifth option, which was my final option. I applied to 4 Ivies and the University of Minnesota, and I went into my last choice.
Well, it did lead you down a good path, though, I feel like.
Maybe it got me here, playing Jump King. Some might say a fate worse than death, but if you're doing it with your friends, is it really so bad? 55 falls, we have 40 more to go. And we've been spending most of the time here, which is, I think, valid. Right?
I think this is going really well.
I've actually, I think I finished the Windswept Bluffs at one point in my training or in this show. I don't know, but maybe we'll do that again. So I have a question for you.
Oh no.
Have you heard of Neuro-sama?
Can you spell that for me?
Neuro, like Neuro. Sama.
I don't think I have.
So one of my friends linked me some videos of this AI Twitch streamer,
Uh-oh.
um, which is Neurosum, and they've actually been around for years, even before kind of AI became popular. And it's all like a thing that is developed by one person. So one person does all the kind of work to make it work, and it is it's like a character who streams and plays games and does chatting, does singing, does all these different kind of almost VTuber kind of stuff. But it's also just sort of like an exploration of this technology as it slowly improves, right? How much do you hate that idea?
Uh, honestly, not at all. I mean, it wouldn't. I don't think it would be the kind of entertainment that I would choose. But I mean, I feel like I'm less and less surprised at people like forming relationships with AI, anyways.
Okay.
Which
So you're
I
not
guess
kind of surprised by any of those sort of things?
no, not really.
Okay. Why?
Again, I mean, people are getting more and more, or some people at least, are getting more and more attached to AI and chatbots. And I've even seen like some sort of like low budget documentary not that long ago on some of the reasons why people may be doing it, or how they even become addicted to character AI and stuff like that. And I mean, especially, I'm not someone who watches VTubers at all, and I think that of course is still quite different to an AI streamer or YouTuber.
Yeah.
But I still feel like, especially when this visual component, this human visual component, doesn't even matter. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how quote unquote human this AI is, but again, I'm not that surprised that people will watch that, even if at first out of curiosity and then maybe, I don't know, get attached. People
Okay.
get attached to a lot of non-sentient things as well, right?
Yeah. But you would say like that whole aspect isn't surprising, but would you conflate it with like other kinds of non-sentient attachment then, or do you think it has like a special kind of place?
I think it is special insofar that, for example, if I think of this one essay from Petman that I've read months ago, I think it was The Goat and the Machine or something like that, about how humans can also form attachments to, like, say, for example, a robot dog or something like that. That is something that is like vaguely animal shaped, right? And it doesn't necessarily interact with you. But I'm just speculating here since I do not know this AI streamer account. I've never heard of it. But I assume if it works somewhat like an actual streamer, it's probably interacting with people,
Oh yeah,
answering
definitely.
comments, maybe taking suggestions on what to stream.
Yep.
Or record these sort of things. So I think it's very easy to probably have a parasocial relationship to that, get attached to that,
Yeah.
because it is a lot more, a lot more friend-shaped, I guess, than like objects or a more bodiless or disembodied AI chatbot.
Yeah. I agree with that, I think. I mean, I think that people get attached, like you said, to all kinds of things that are easier maybe to project on than an AI. Like their Neopets or their Pokemans, or whatever. Like that's
Honestly,
not...
even like human streamers, right?
Yeah, I mean all the parasocial relationships, celebrity culture, all that stuff.
have another question for you that is entirely unrelated.
Amazing. Good.
If your life had background music that played every time you entered a room, what would it be? It can be several things, different things.
I feel like I've heard this question before.
I think it's a good question. Who knows?
Where have I heard this question before though?
I think it's a good like icebreaker as well.
Okay.
So maybe that's why.
I don't know. My theme song it plays whenever I enter, you said?
Yeah, or in specific situations, I think counts as well.
Do you think
Kind
I
of
jump
like
left
in
or
a
right here?
sitcom.
I don't remember.
Maybe you should jump up and see if you can see
I mean,
something.
I can't jump up because of the wind, right?
That is true.
guess
Except
I
if
can
you
jump
jump
if
just
it's-
enough to the right to land on the other.
Yeah, that's true.
Block.
Like this. Okay.
Oh, see, that was
That was
perfect.
correct. That was the right thing to do. We planned that actually. We're so smart.
Yeah. We're just acting, actually. We have notes. And this was planned as well.
Yeah, that was also planned. I guess I would personally not like to have theme song like play in dramatic moments at all. Like, so if I could choose to not have it, that would be step one. But I'm gonna assume that I have to play like I have to pick like a normal song, and it has to be a thing. Like, I'm not allowed to like choose a quiet song or something that's just like very quiet. You know, none of
I think
that
it's-
kind of shit. So,
I think it's also okay to be more vague, even. I don't think it has to be like specifically one song that will just play all the time. I think it could be also like, for example, in sitcoms or shows, for example, where you have like a sets of like small music interludes or something like that. Maybe even a style of music.
like
Maybe
the
a song if you
Seinfeld,
want that.
bass slap.
For example, I guess.
Um,
Or like how in Hannah Montana, there's always these like singing interludes, you know?
I mean, if I could just choose that, I think I would choose like for there just to be weird musical numbers in my life. Just random moments where it's like, oh, is this really life or is it a musical?
Like
be fine with that.
original soundtrack or from
Yeah,
a
yeah,
musical that exists?
Absolutely original soundtrack. So like, there's a sad moment in my life. Suddenly there's a sad song that just bursts out in my auto-tune voice. You know, beautifully capturing a moment when words fail us.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Maybe you should write a musical, actually.
That I already do too many creative projects. I can't also write a musical, and I definitely have not totally started doing that before. So
Right, I think I've heard you say that before. It sounded familiar, kind of.
I
But
don't
still,
know if I have or
mean-
haven't, but I probably have.
I feel like you may have.
No.
I might be making this up, but it definitely sounds like something you do, so.
Yeah, it does sound like something I would do for sure. I've definitely dabbled in a lot of types of creative writing. That's for sure true. Yeah, that. If I had to choose one specific song, I'd probably choose just like a feel-good song. Maybe I would pick something like, you know, Semi-Charmed Life or something from Third Eye Blind, where it's like, you know, nobody really knows the lyrics or anything. But it's just like a vibe song, and everybody loves the do 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 do. You know, everybody's a fan of that.
Yeah.
And so nobody would really get upset. They'd just be like, yeah, I don't know why that happens when Lucas walks in the room, but does it happen?
But it kind of makes me feel good.
Exactly. You know, good impression. What about yourself? Or is this yeah. How would you respond? What would you do? It's okay to pass as well. I don't feel like
no,
I don't
it's-
feel like I'm being fair if I turn them on you.
No, it's okay. I half expected it, but I feel like, just as kind of a gut reaction to this question, I feel like it would be Sims music. You know how in like the different like iterations of The Sims, it will have like different sounds, like little also like music interludes that will play at different times. Like for example, when you load the game, or something bad happens, or something good happens. I feel like that might be it, just because it's kind of neutral and bland enough to kind of go with any situation.
Okay.
And also, I feel like just generally like the music of this game series, including like the build and buy background music, is so ingrained in my head that sometimes I just hear it.
Okay.
That's what playing a game for more than 1,000 hours will do to you.
I recently learned that and by recently I mean like within the last 6 months, that Biba Doobie, one of my favorite artists, has a Simlish song in one of the
Oh,
games.
a lot of artists have now.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens, but I think that's kind of fun.
Mm. I think it's especially fun when you don't know it initially and then you hear it in game. Like the way, in case you don't know, the way that this works is that the like Simlish like song versions, they will play like on the radio basically. Like you can turn on the stereo and select like a genre, and then it may play that coincidentally. And it's fun when something comes on that you kind of recognize, but it's not English. There's Bruno Mars and Katy Perry songs as well that have a Simlish version, and I think that's really fun.
Yeah, that is interesting. I've never really been into The Sims. I think I played it once or twice, and I just like killed everybody and so on, and became a pro gamer or something. Um, what is the appeal as a vet of the game franchise?
Oh, I think that varies a lot in depending on what like like play style you have, I guess. There's
Okay.
people who definitely, for example, don't really want to build as much and who will only play in live mode, or mostly in live mode, I mean, and kind of just have families and develop relationships and that sort of stuff, skill building. And then there's people who are more like in the middle, who will like build a lot and quote unquote play a lot, so play in live mode, which I think I mostly count to. But I'm also kind of leaning towards the build side. So I just love building these giant buildings that take me like 20 hours to complete, just to never look at them ever again. To the point that when I used to play on a really old laptop, it used to crash all the time because of the size of the lots.
That's
So I
funny.
think I think it, yeah, not really if you didn't save. But
Well, it's funny now.
yeah. It still hurts a bit. I'm a little traumatized. I mean, I think I've been playing that game for almost 20 years now, probably almost. So I've seen my fair share of not saving trauma, but I try to laugh so I don't cry. But yeah, I think that the
that's
appeal
fair.
is in different things. I mean, there's of course also people like you who just want to kill people.
I don't just want to kill people. I'm just describing my experience playing Sims.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely
Like,
are people who like that part the best.
I see. Good to know, I guess. I've also watched like ambiguous amphibian videos where he does different old Sims games or does challenges on Sims games. And that's a little bit interesting, but I'm just like, if I want to live life, I live life. So that kind of aspect is somewhat lost on me. Like the live mode, I guess. The building mode, I can find a bit more understandable, I guess.
I think the appeal with the live mode though is that it's silly, right? Like stuff that especially your Sims will do autonomously is so silly and sometimes so inappropriate for situations. There are so many like stories of Sims dying at weddings in the most inconvenient time, which in real life would be traumatic, right? But in Sims it's just a little silly. Or I don't know, like
Gabu.
yeah, I don't know. There's so many weird things that can happen, and I like to watch legacy challenges and also just like silly build or gameplay challenges by Little Simsy, James Turner, sometimes Deligracy, Plumbella. They all make great, entertaining, silly videos. Where, for example, these legacy challenges are sometimes themed, and really weird situations kind of are created out of that. So if you want something lighthearted to play just in the background, and sometimes you want someone to suddenly start screaming because everything is burning, then that is great. That's like 200 hours at least, like per challenge. So.
See. I don't know if that would be for me, but I do sometimes watch Hassan videos, so that's not all that different, to be honest. In terms of chill screaming.
I heard. If you had to delete one everyday object from existence, what would you pick and why?
Everyday object?
Yeah, so I don't know, stuff that you use every day, like, I don't know, forks or pillows, even shoes if you're a psychopath, and like feet.
I am curious as to why you brought that one in.
The feet or the question?
No, the latter. The former. But let me think. I mean, mostly I wouldn't want to delete everyday objects, just as a caveat here. Like, I'm not big on just removing things from existence.
You don't have a Thanos face?
No Thanos yet. Nope. But I'm gonna come with an open mind about my horrible decisions, and I will think of something to get rid of. How about cars?
Oh, it's funny that you say that, because I was also thinking about that question, and I have a serious and a silly answer, and the serious answer would also be the cars, because
Actually,
I think we should all have less cars.
E-scooters would be my most serious answer, I think.
Why?
They're so dangerous. They're extremely dangerous, and people do not take them seriously at all, which is crazy.
True. It's because they look silly.
Probably. But it is just so... Like, today I was almost hit by an e-scooter because they... You know, bicyclists in Germany, if they come from behind, they usually, although not always, ring their bell. What does an e-scooter person do? Nothing.
Yeah.
They just fucking drive right at you. And it's like, this is something that's driving, you know, 30 kilometers an hour or something. Like, why would you drive on the sidewalk or whatever, the path that is for only walking with such a device, and then just weave around someone? What if I sneeze? What if I stretch my arms? What if I simply stop for a moment and turn to the right slightly? I will just get horribly injured by their stupidity, and hopefully they will die, but not always.
That's fair.
I think it's evil, so fuck them. What's your silly answer?
Door handles. Because you know how sometimes So sometimes someone will try to leave a room and not be able to like turn the knob or whatever.
Yeah.
What if there just wasn't a knob to begin with, and people just like start patting the doors and trying to find a mechanism like in an escape room, and it gets progressively more silly and more embarrassing the longer it takes?
Okay.
I would like that.
I can see that from the chaotic evil perspective. I get it.
Yeah.
And your serious one would be cars
Mm.
because
Yeah.
of the environment, primarily. Then.
Yeah, and they also kill people, a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
Quite a bit.
I feel
Good
like
question.
especially living in the city would be more fun with less cars.
Oh, for sure. Even in the villages, I think it would be better.
If we
I
had
guess-
the infrastructure, of course.
I mean, they'd have to make the infrastructure right.
Yeah, but that
Um,
will never happen.
Not if we don't destroy all the cars. Gotta embrace
That's true.
our evil ideas. It might save the world.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to do the wrong thing to get the right result, right?
Yeah. It reminds me of this Apes of the State song, Fun and Games, that I recently have been listening to. In the sense that the chorus says something like, "It's all fun and games until we break everything," I think, or destroy everything. It's about like the system of like how humans we tend to procrastinate on our problems. And it starts off describing it as like a kind of like a typical relationship song, like this person, I ended up breaking up with them because they put off everything. And then it kind of becomes a more internal thing, like this is actually kind of my personal problem, I also do this. And then it finally becomes a kind of call to the attention to the fact that we typically don't do anything about like the climate crisis or things like this until it's maybe too late. So I feel you.
You almost made it to the top there just before this.
Right, we've only got 5 falls left, but I feel like there's hope.
I think you can still make it.
So do I.
Never say never. You know how in these sports movies that are supposed to be motivational, how like for example the underdog sports team will win in the last second of the game even though it didn't make any sense.
The Mighty
I feel like
Ducks.
that could be you.
That could be me.
That could be you. You could kick Beckham.
I could kick Beckham.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do it. Somebody's got to. Nope. That was bad.
There's only happy accidents.
I don't know about that.
You get to try again.
Yeah, that's true. I get 3 more attempts. We might make it. I could actually still beat
might.
the whole game.
Yeah.
I have only 2 falls, but the whole game is still just a tapestry waiting to be woven.
Yeah, this is more than you need even. If you manage to do it cleanly now without a single fall, then you'll even have 3 spare, Or 2, I
That's-
guess.
I hope you did that on purpose. That was good. Fuck. I have one new pop culture hot take for you.
Ooh.
So I watched the French movie, Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Why did I think you'd say the one with the knees? Was that a French movie?
That is also a French
Clara's
movie.
knee? Yeah.
Claire's
It's
Knee?
always the French.
I Maybe I'll talk about that in like a solo video. That would take some time for sure. But Portrait of a Lady on Fire is by a director that I really like, whose name I don't remember because I don't remember people's names. And who we did Petite Maman, which is just like a very touching story about a girl being able to like say goodbye to one of her dying relatives. And so I had really high expectations because I was like, wow, this person's so good at like emotional stories and whatnot. But it was not as good as it could have been. I'm gonna try and max jump this
Ah!
because I don't know how it goes. I need to learn. I need to try different things.
This is a great learning opportunity now, though. You've made it so far.
Right, one more fall.
You can still do it.
I still can. But I want to say my hot take before this ends. Portrait of a Lady on Fire, though, bad movie. No emotional beats. Very predictable, very vapid in a way. It was a disappointment. It made me sad that it was a disappointment because I wanted it to be amazing. I wonder if I can jump like straight up at the edge here. Almost. Probably not. I'm probably supposed to do a little jump, but a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Joel Haver has a review of the movie, which captures my feelings pretty well. Thank you, Yulia, for coming to this episode. Thank you for adding some color, adding some fun, some interaction.
Well,
you made it fun.
thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me watch this live and feel the thrill of a jump.
Yeah, and I hope that you will watch this back and ask questions to yourself, even maybe like in a kind of weird ultimate meta.
In a meta way, yeah.
To remain top commenter.
I guess I have to, and then if I ever come back, I'll have to answer my own questions. Maybe, hopefully, this time I'll think about the answers.
Absolutely. And I think it was great. So thank you again. And I hope you enjoyed watching, people. Hit the bell or whatever. I just got some kind of achievement from the game. Very good. Bye-bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.